Hi everyone, I'm going to start out by asking you a quick question. By a show of hands, how many of you have seen the ocean tides changing? Probably a couple of you. So our neighboring province, Nova Scotia, has the world's largest tidal range, with an average tidal of 16.3 meters in the Bay of Fundy, Nova Scotia. It's the ideal location for renewable energy generation and tidal turbines. Unfortunately, the industry is having a bit of a problem. They're noticing a bunch of the equipment is being damaged by chaotic motion and the turbulent mixing in the water channel. So this raises a couple of interesting research questions. Our first question is, how can we build better turbines? How can we make them stronger? And also, how can we measure the turbulence so we know what we're up against? And that's where I come in my research. Using underwater acoustics, we can measure turbulence in the water channel. Using kind of sending a pulse of sound out and measuring. So my exact project is a computational model of acoustic backscatter in a tile region. So it's quite simple. You have a model of turbulence. So it's a computational representation of the chaotic motion that the turbines are experiencing. And you're going to combine it with a really cool model of acoustic backscatter. So imagine sending a pulse of sound out in the water. It'll interact with particles and bounce back. And from that, you can infer things like the velocity and the motion of the particles. So when we combine these together, we have a three-dimensional model of how we can measure sound, or use sound to measure turbulence in the ocean. This has a couple of really cool applications. So first of all, we can use it to validate our experimental measurements. How well are we actually measuring turbulence in the channel? And from that, we can think about how can we test our equipment, our limitations, and build better acoustic devices to make those measurements, and how can we use those measurements to build better turbines. In the end, we hope this will help with the renewable energy project and make a positive contribution. Thanks so much for listening.